Hello and welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Apparently the computer came unplugged and it shut down on me. Isn't that fun? So I think I'm just going to continue where I left off, and that was painting Baxter. Baxter is definitely a scientist. Well, he does wear a lab coat. But Baxter worked on mutagen, trying to find ways, at least in one of the TV series I watched, trying to find specific ways to figure out what animal would be chosen, and helped mutate creatures as well. And in one instance, turned himself into a fly. A giant, mutated fly. Which we actually have a character that is his fly version of himself in, I think, the Stretch Goals box. It's actually really funny. But yes, there's an actual fly version of Baxter Stockman you can fight against. Okay, well, I think Baxter's base is all done. So all of the Baxter Stockman villains, or the Stockton characters, are just all going to be painted yellow because I find it easier. But let me grab something real quick after I get things. Because I always forget to grab a paper towel. It's so much easier sometimes when your brush is dry instead of all wet when you're painting. So, since I've got all 5 of these done now, actually we're gonna see, is Michelangelo's base dry? Yes it is, so we'll finish his up first. So Michelangelo's gonna have this nice neon orange color. That makes it look different on a stream than yellow is. And it should make it much brighter. And a much more noticeable color. Just slightly, but I do like this color a lot more for Michelangelo. Because Michelangelo is one of those very vibrant characters. And I don't ever see his color scheme being anything but a nice bright orange to tell everybody, I'm here! Because I think that orange stands out just a little bit more. Now that while all 3 of those drying, and I clean off my painting area a little bit, we're going to go back to Mousers. So I previously started 5 Mousers, and all of them are just painted black, and one of them you can tell is just a little bit silver to it. So we're going to add on to that one, because so far I have not found a specific way I like painting Mousers yet. Because Mousers, well, my metallic paint is very runny type of paint, so it takes quite a few layers for them to even get slightly silvery. Which means it takes quite a few coats. And I think I grabbed the wrong silver. This silver goes on much better. It's the darker one, but it does end up looking a lot better, I think. So I think I'm gonna have to try something much different on the other ones because slowly painting them silver just I don't think is working. So while this one dries off of that really wet coat, we're gonna try a different strategy for the other mousers. So mousers are supposed to be a very whitish silver color, but I've learned from past experiences, do not paint them white and then try painting them silver. So if anything, I'm going to try to paint them a light gray and give them a metallic shine, because then maybe it'll look a little bit more on point. And then I can add details later. The only good thing is the inside of Mouser's mouth does not need to be painted gray, mainly because the inside of Mouser's mouth is normally very black. It's normally black so you don't have to see the tubes inside its mouth that it's being used to chomp everything up. Because what do? They chomp through the sewers. But even if this is just a base coat, he's already looking better than my Mouser right there is looking, so. I think painting him gray is probably going to end up being a better deal overall. Because now he's at least the right, well, almost the right shade. He's just missing a bit of a lighter tone, just a slight bit of a lighter tone. But we can fix that with some shade. I think we're just going to continue painting the rest of the Mousers gray, because I kind of like the way these look anyways. And like I said, it's a lot easier painting them gray than trying to paint them slowly with liquidy silver paint. Try brushing it a little bit lightly so that I'm getting the mouth, but not the inside of the mouth, so I don't have to repaint it as much later. I think it's fine if it gets a little silvery in there. But besides that, I really don't want there to be gray in its mouth, because then it just darkens it and it lightens it, and I don't want it to be light. I want it to be nice and dark there. If I don't draw my figures, at least. The only thing I have against Mousers is they're so freaking tiny. It's like trying to get all the nook and edges on something this small is kind of hard. Especially when you're trying to hold it. There's not a lot of room for grip. Like, doesn't it look a little bit closer to a Mouser than this mess did? Probably going to paint these 5 Mousers gray first. And then I'll probably go to the first one I painted gray and see if it's dry. And try to at least finish that one. Because once I get these 5 Mousers done, I'm going to do Mega Mouser. And then if I have any leftover time, we're going to do more little baby Mouses. Because I can. It's fun to paint little Mousers, as long as they're not alive, biting you, or attacking you. Because I don't think I want a Mouser attacking me. I think it'd try to bite me first. And you definitely don't want to get bit by a Mouser. It'd probably hurt a whole lot. One more black Mouser to paint gray. There we go. I think I've got much more of a rhythm now with these. Just need to get through a couple of mousers before you really get the hang of it. Well, I think the first one's dry, so we're gonna head back to that one. We're gonna give it a light silver coating of silver. And then we'll add the eyes, and then we'll add the eye and shade it. Truthfully, once you decide what you want your mouse to look like, they probably wouldn't take that long. It's just, if you base coat them, and then you have to paint them gray, or you base coat them gray, but that's probably too dark of a gray, it might take a very long period of time. I think this light silver coat made it very shiny. That's probably because the paint's still wet. Let's just finish going through these mousers and painting them a lovely silvery color. Before they are painted, before we paint the Mega Mouser. And the only good thing is the gray paint dries fairly quickly. Except this figure's not done drying yet, so. You monsters are gonna go back one. They're gonna look at you. You are not even, oh, excuse me. You're not even dry yet, so. Now we're gonna get the big guy done. This is Mega Mouser. I am not fully sure what I'm going to do with Mega Mouser, but first of all, I think we're gonna paint him black. Because I prefer priming my figures first. He's gonna take a whole lot of black primer. Let's get the inside of his mouth first. There we go. Getting the inside of his mouth all painted. And the back of the teeth. There we go, there's all the hard spots now. Now we just need to get around his mouth, which shouldn't take very long. Now, truthfully, I don't have much background on the Mega Mouser. Mainly because I don't think I've ever actually seen a series with the Mega Mouser in it. And if I have, I don't remember seeing the Mega Mouser in general. So this version of the Mega Mouser looks to be a robot that moves on its own. If I've seen a Mega Mouser, it was one that Baxter Stockman piloted himself. So, I don't know if that's the case here, because it definitely was either remote controlled or did everything on its own. And the one battle we just did, because Baxter Stockman was definitely not in it. So, couldn't have been piloting it from inside. There we go. Let me clean up my brush a little bit because it is so full of black paint right now. And then continue on down the back of a giant mouser. There we go. Just need to close the shutters on those. Some of the areas on this thing is going to be hard to get to. I've got most of the backpack done. We're going to go back to the front and paint the bottom half of the mouser's jaw, which might take a little while, considering how large his jaw is exactly. Because it is actually very long, and actually it's probably going to be a little hard to get the brush in some areas down here. One of the legs, since they're easy to access. I've got a little bit too much paint on the figure there. There we go. Okay. Well, so far it looks good. We do have to get the inside of the legs, the bottom of the feet, back of the legs, side of the legs, feet and front. Much better. Oops. Put my finger on the paint somewhere. Oh, not gonna be the first time. Time for the other leg. Start the side this time. There we go. There we go. Legs are all finished. Now we just need the gigantic arms. We'll start from the top and work our way down. Because this thing's got lots of nuts and bolts. Apparently. Lots of little crevices to get into on this gigantic robot. Which just means it might take me a bit longer to paint the thing gray again. Let's see. Under the arm there. It's very hard to hold this character because he's overbalanced in a way. Though I don't know how many giant characters there actually are in this game. But, he is actually classified as a giant character. Kind of makes me wonder what the giant characters' rules are. I know for Mousers, their rule is that they are mini. For mini characters, you can have 3 to a space, and they follow special rules. Such as, I think their card tells them who they move and attack. Got a big black spot on my hand now. Time for the other arm. This one's probably gonna have to get a dry brushing. I think to make all the little details pop out a bit more. Because this one's got a lot of cool detail. There we go. I have to let him dry just a little bit. since one, he's huge, and two, there's a lot of paint on him. So while he's drying, I think I shall continue on some mousers, such as actually adding the metallic shade to this one. The adding metallic shade doesn't take very long since it's a very wet paint, so it moves across the figure very quickly. Just does not dry quickly at all. But that's normally fine with these type of figures. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see how my other figures are faring. So far, some of these are actually turning out to look very nice. It's got the metallic sheen about the right color. He's not as pale as I would normally make them, but that's fine. First off, I'm going to need my lovely detail brush in black, because a little bit of the gray paint got into its mouth, and I really don't want that, because their mouth is like a major point. The mouser. It's supposed to be very dark. Very noticeable. All these mousers just need a little more detail on the mouth. Especially this one. There we go, much better. And we're gonna need a red to get the little light that is kind of like their eye done. And just a little red thing on top of their head. Like I said, it's not a very noticeable thing, but it's definitely there. Little tiny details make figures all the better. And that one's not dry, so. Let's see if we can fix the poor mouse I did earlier. Well, I have to say, it looks nothing like its brothers. It's simply got much more metallic sheen to it. So I think in the end I'm gonna have to paint them gray because I do not like how he turned out. Repainting time.
You're offline.
Not currently. I had to do different ones because the computer shut down.
Oh, what shut down?
I'm pretty sure Rebecca, when she came up early, might have hit the plug and it unplugged itself. The cord's plugged in over there. And I am actually streaming right now.
Okay. Just draw fine and just try to log back in. I'll check it.
Yeah, it's called part 2. Wanna come say hi?
Any visitors yet?
Nope, not a single one. But I'm painting little itty bitty mousers and doing this one.
Okay, have fun. Bye bye.
Bye.
You need to hook up the network cable if that's a problem.
Aye aye. Let you dry. Normally I would say let's paint all of these black, but I think that's going to take too long. Considering I'm going to have to repaint them over them later. We're just going to paint all of you guys. Well, we're going to try painting one of these just gray without having to paint it black. And see if there's really a difference between the two. Because if there isn't, then I'm not going to have to base paint them all. If there is a difference, well, we'll obviously base paint them because if they look better base painted, they look better base painted. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, so far I don't like how he's looking. He looks very... well, this robot looks way too pale. Comparatively. It's the same shade of paint. So yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have to paint these guys darker. We're gonna leave this one alone because I am not repainting a black just to repaint a gray. But before we continue on further, let's see how Mega's doing. Well, he's definitely not dry. So let's grab my black paint out and continue on with some more bitty mouses. Let's switch back to a base brush though. Here we go. La da da da. Painting mousers black, mousers, mousers, painting mousers black. These are oh tiny. Trying to get into its mouth with such a big frickin' brush. Though anyways, its mouth's gonna have to get a detailed brush used on it later, so. almost done with this one. Just need to get the in-between leg area. And start dropping it. There, you two are done. There we go. This has become a lot easier to do now. There we go. So we'll continue on working on little baby mouses. Because of little baby mouses. I shouldn't say they're baby, they're machines that got built. So I guess the ones that were recently built are more baby than the ones that were built at the very beginning. If any of those survived from the beginning, that is. Lots of them were destroyed by Turtles and Shredder. And probably Baxter at some point during his frustration. I mean, you create robots to fight people, and you get really pissed at them. What would you do with them? Oh, Baxter probably yell at them, actually. Turtles would smush them. Because, well, normally monsters are trying to attack them. Shredder would probably throw them across the room or stab them through. Because, well, he's Shredder. Oh, these are coming together very quickly, actually. I might be done a lot sooner than I was planning to be done. Let's see, is Giant Mega done? No, he's still freaking wet. Wow, Mega, you just want to take a really long time to dry, don't you? Well, I guess this makes sense. He's gigantic. Well, let's see. I got half the mousers out. There's still another 15 in the box. There we go. almost done. I got 2 more mousers to paint black. Okay. My hands are all painted black now. There we go. All the little itty mousers I brought out are all done. Okay. I'll use scooch aside. Because now I've got to paint you entirely gray. Oh, isn't that fun? At least I don't have to paint the inside of your mouth this time. Though I think you're going to need 2 layers of gray. Because you're not a very solid color gray with this much black. There we go. Dropping figures again. Let's see. This guy's a very big boy. Trying not to get too much paint. Trying not to get any paint, I should say, in the mouths of the main head and the arms. For these, I think we're just going to paint. Mouthpiece back in later. That looks much better. There we go. Need the underside of the jaw. Trying to avoid the inside of the mouth. There we go. And one more hand to go through. There we go, much better. Put on the hand, avoiding the open mouth, and if it gets in there, it's fine. We'll just fix it with some black paint later. It's usually a lot easier when the mouth is wider open, like this one is, and I'm more doing a very fast job on it right now. Which means, yeah, we're just gonna have to paint it in later. Because currently it is not my biggest deal. Intersect the cannons. There we go. He's definitely looking much better for gigantic Mouser. Let's see. When Mika is drying off that gray shade coat of paint, let's finish up some of my Mousers from earlier. This is the one that looks too white. Okay. Time to get the silver shiny. And the two here that don't have silver on them. Yep. Silver is a very pretty color, especially in these Mousers. Well, they are metallic, so because they're made of metal. Just going to avoid certain parts of the body, like the mouth. And you don't need to cover the underside sometimes. Metallic, considering you should be able to see most of it. Okay. Now let's get our base brush out. Because now you've got a base brush, all these little itty bitty Mousers. gray. That's gonna be fun. Oh, welcome Cold 87. Am I winning? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna agree on the maybe. Because there is technically nowhere to lose. There's, is this gonna look good or is this gonna look bad? And thank you, I think they're cute too. At least the bitty ones. The giant one kind of scares me a little bit because it can eat my finger. Quite literally. It can hang from my finger. I actually find it quite humorous that it can. Let's paint all these little bitty people gray. Make them look more like mousers. Apparently my brush is wet because the paint does not want to stick to the mouses. It's so hard to hold on to these little bitty things. You could paint something sticking out of its teeth implying it's eaten something recently. I could, but the question is, what would that be? There's lots of things that could be sticking out of a mouser's mouth. It could be, garbage, brick, metal, sewer tunnel. Anyways, their mouths are black, and it's kind of like an empty abyss. So, can they continue eating forever? I have to know what mousers do with everything they eat. It's like, they've got such tiny bodies. And they chomp through lots of things. So where exactly does that all go? Wires, metal, blood, they chomp through anything in their way in the cartoon. That is fair. Once I finish these, I might add some in because, truthfully, that sounds fun. Painting little red and blue wires coming out of their mouths. Would be fun. Especially since this might actually be a lot shorter stream than I thought it was. I assume they leave it as debris on the floor. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I guess they chew it up, then spit it out. Because, like, what else are they supposed to do with it? Little itty bitty mousers. Aren't they so cute? Even as I'm painting them in gray. Well, they were black before, so gray is an improvement. Now, if only I could get to paint them faster. Actually, I guess I wish things would dry faster, actually. cute little things. Just need to paint them more. Well, he shot out of my hand. So let's see, we've got Mousers. I wonder how many different materials Mousers bit through in the old TV series. It must have been at least brick and metal. I definitely agree with Cole that there'd probably be wires, maybe electrical systems and such like that. But what else? Probably brick or something like that, but just how many different objects can Mousers' mouths handle? And what's the durability on them? Because, it's like, how hard are they? Are they able to chop through something slightly less hard than diamonds? Just how much can it bite through? When does it have a difficulty of biting through things? He almost got all these Mousers painted gray. And I'm going to paint them silver. Paint their mouths black. Add the little red eye. And then shade them. Yay, all my little itty bitty mouses. I'm watching a cartoon from the 90s. They brought back Brick Wall. They brought down Brick Wall without biting it, somehow. I wonder, that is a good point, Gold. Yeah, I guess in that case it'd be pure strength, though. If you have enough force to bring down a wall. Specifically a brick wall. You have to be quite strong for that. Okay, well, all the mouses are painted gray. So we're gonna push them all off to the side and grab Mega here. Mega, you get a bunch of detailed black paint. So we're gonna give you some nice detail. Because I don't know how well shade would do on this, so we're gonna do a bunch of that type of detail by hand. Make a bunch of these cracks in your machinery, I think. There we go. So he's making a corner. I do just want to be darker than the others. Okay, let's see. Let's get a little bit of detail on here. Now the mouth of this one is definitely bigger than the opposite side, and also got more paint in it. There we go. They can come through sheetrock, but they always seem to enter through a single hole despite what I remember. True. Though on our board games they pop out of like 4 different holes, or 5, but definitely the same concept. They make a hole in the wall, then they all just come pouring out of them. Because that's TV logic. Especially with mousers. I think I'm gonna need a slightly darker gray. Because I want to give these mousers a bit more accent to them, because to me, mech should have a little bit more detail. That is very fair. It is a cartoon for kids, and you're right. April's apartment did actually. I think multiple different apartments ended up going down the series because of mousers. So that is a fair point. And yeah, you're right, just to prove they can go through one hole. It also means they don't have to create as many different scenes of different monsters coming out of different holes. I need more black because I forgot to fix the main mouth. There we go with that. Now the upper mouth. Much better. Now let's get the silver out. We're going to need a big brush for this one. Down to the other robotic arm. Yay, now it's all shiny. Now I'm going to move you aside so you can dry. Yes, exactly. He all shiny, and it's not just because the paint's wet. Well, it is because the paint's wet, but it's for other reasons too, such as it's all metallic now. Now I should finish all my baby monsters I hadn't finished yet. These are finished marble. That one ain't done. Those are finished. That one ain't finished. Okay. All three of you need to be finished up with black and red paint. Actually, I think I fixed all three of you up with black paint, so you guys just need a red paint. It'd help if I were using the right brush though, because I need a detail brush for this. Since the little red areas are literally the tiniest spot on the top of their head. Don't their little bitty red and silver mouse ears look so cute? Now, I'm going to switch back to my priest bush and paint all of you guys silver. It's so tedious to go back and forth. This doesn't take very long to add the shiny since it's such a liquidy substance. It's a lot faster to shade these things than it is to paint them, which is just a little bit sad. We're gonna make this giant mouser even shinier. Giant mousey is so shiny. So very shiny. Exactly. You have to cue that song in your head at least. 'Cause I'm shiny. I think it's one of the best crab sung Disney songs. Okay, that isn't saying much considering I can only think of 2 crabs off the top of my head that sing from Disney movies, but still. Even if you do have Under the Sea. Okay. Since I just added another coat of shiny to our giant mouser, I think you 6 will get your bases painted yellow to match all of the Stockton products. I just hope I don't paint your feet yellow as well. There you go. There we go. Nice, bright and yellow. I think I still want to know why Eric from The Little Mermaid didn't think it was weird the animals were talking to him and he couldn't understand it. Yeah, we don't get into that logic of how he understood kiss the girl. Or anything at all. The seagull talks. You can speak. I agree. I don't understand how that works either. We're just gonna say it's fine. It's Disney logic. There we go with that one. You're about to have the 6 mousers finished. That is a slight feat considering there are 30 of them and I'm working on 15 of them at the same time. Some of these monsters are so much harder to paint than others. They were originally supposed to hunt rats. Well, yeah, I guess mousers were originally supposed to hunt rats. Giant rat to begin with. It's just his sons got involved. One more mouser to finish up. And I realize now I didn't add any shade to any of these. Okay, well I'm not adding shade to these 3 because I might have to repaint the base if I do that. I kind of really don't want to. So these are just going to be shadeless. It's fine. Especially considering they're done by a 16-year-old who already has enough trouble painting normal size figures. Not the little ones that are so tiny, it's funny. Okay. I think Mega... Let's see. Mega's not done drying. But most of the bitty ones are, so we'll deal with them first. So all the bitty ones need touch-ups of black first. In the mouths. There we go with that. All of them have such tiny mouths. Oh, that's way too much paint on my brush. Some monster mouths are a lot easier to paint than others. It's really useful when they are. They're not trying to make it so that every little area has paint on them. They all have black now. And since where I'm painting next isn't actually attached to where I just painted, we're going to also paint. Yeah, we're also going to put the red eyes on now. So if we do that now, we can immediately go into the shading stage after it dries. It's really hard and my hands are shaking just slightly. There we go. There we go. Almost done with these. There. All the litty bitty mousers have the red eyes now. Well, back to the big mouser. And since I've actually done a lot of things I was planning to do, I just haven't gotten to... Because I fixed the blackness in its mouth, gave it its shiny coating, but now I need to get little red sensors / eyes they have on everything. There's one there. There's a very large one here. Whoops. And she gets some red ones back, my mistake. And use a little sensor right here. He's also got something that resembles a power cell at the very bottom of his back, and I want that to be glowing red too. Because I think it just makes a little bit of sense. And because I like the way it looks. And normally I would do dry brushing at the very ends, but I'm not going to do that today. It's either going to be white or metallic for its shade. We're going to try a metallic brush first. Don't need much on the brush, but that's fine. Oh. Let's try the normal gray. That is not layer paint. That is layer paint, I mean. We'll try the white instead. Because one, it has a better consistency and it's not as rubbery. Nope. I think metallic just isn't going to work, so we're going to try the normal gray. Dry, because hopefully that'll look a little bit better since it should not be as rubbery as most metallic paints seem to be. Yeah, at least I can get some of this on my brush. Okay. It's probably the best I'm gonna get out of it. Because I'm not ready to get dry paint for the most part. And when that finishes up, we'll add its shade. But since all of these are now dry, we'll put the big mouse aside for now. We're gonna shade all of my little itty bitty mousers. There we go. Shading doesn't take long to put on, but it does take a long period of time to dry. Shading all of these little robots, okay? Okay, the dry is probably dry enough. So we're gonna grab a giant robot and cover him in shade. There we go, almost done. There we go. All done with shade. So, I believe this is where I'm going to end my stream tonight, since I don't have any other figures out currently to paint, And the only thing left is to paint all of their bases yellow. So I think this is where I'm going to stop. So I hope everybody had a good time watching me paint, because, well, they're mousers. I can't say much more than that. Thank you, Cold87, for chatting with me today. That was fun. I haven't had a chatter on a painting stream in a while. And hope everybody stays tuned for Turtle Thursday this week, where we fight Baxter Stockman and this giant robot again. Won't that be fun? Except this time they're painted, so it'll be easier to see who they are on the board. So I hope everybody has a good night, and this is Day of Today Gaming. Keep on gaming, Day of Today. Have a good rest of your evening, and the cameras put up the biggest fight. That is fair. Good night, everybody.